Hey there, guys. We've got news for Global on April 6th, and this week joining me to discuss the news is SXM. So you can say hello, introduce yourself.
Guys, happy to be here.
Yep. So it's Veritas of the Frost and Secura Dark Lineage. So this is a banner you said you were kind of interested in for the units and all. So what do you like about these units, SXM?
Um, well, maybe I like that they're kind of our April Fool's units, I would say. Um, in the sense that we had a popularity contest a year back, and both of these units were on there, but they're not quite what the fans were hoping for, I would think.
Oh, okay. I actually didn't even know that they had the popularity contest for what was that for the JP version?
So over on Global, they had both Veritas of the Frost and Bolt Lord on the
Oh,
list, and I think they both placed. And then they came out as JP units.
oh, geez. Okay, that's that's kind of hilarious. Um, so there's the a vision card step up for this banner, and just real quick, we'll go look at that before we look at the other ones. And none knew him, and I guess this is Veritas of the Frost. It looks like on the art. Pretty sure it's him. I think.
I think it's our Veritas, like the Gilgamesh one, not the well, I don't want to give too much away about the current story, but not the one in the banner.
Oh, okay. Oh, so they're different people. I got to be honest. I'm not super familiar with the whole story of it. I actually thought it was all the same person. I thought they explained that in season one, where like the original Frost one, or maybe it was in War of the Visions. Like the original Frost Veritas started in Brave Exvius, then he like time traveled or something to War of the Visions. Is that the way it worked? I'm
I
not super familiar.
it, to be honest, I don't know much about War of the Visions either, but I do think he's a character there, and they do go more into the lore. I'm not sure what it is though.
Okay, okay. Now, as far as this card itself, though, um, I don't know. It's okay, I guess. It's got a ramping killer. I guess it depends on the percentage. But even if it's as high as like 250, this card seems a little underwhelming overall compared to other stuff. I guess maybe it just seems to me like because now the standard is kind of like 170 for cards, 130 just feels a little bit outdated for like a premium type card. I mean, for a regular card it's fine, but for like a card that costs 28K, I feel like we need to go to like 150 for these kind of cards. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's a decent enough card. I think people would mostly pull it just because, they simp for Frostlord.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool art, but as far as stats and everything, I'm not really that impressed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess it really depends on the killer. Um, I've said it before. Like if they decide to go over the usual amount for these, it would be really good. Like let's say I don't know, 300, 400% killer for self only. Maybe get something for Zon to steal on Dark Visions. Then this could be really good. But if it goes to 200, 250 or whatever, it's like just bring Melissa.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. And as far as the units, so Veritas of the Frost. Um, I mean, as far as like a unit, like he's there, I guess. He doesn't really do anything. I don't know.
Yeah. So my anecdote for this is I play JP. So over on JP, my pulls are horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. As bad as they can be. And when these two units came out, got them both on the first freebie poll. So that's how I knew
Oh
they
my
were
lord.
bad.
Oh my lord. So the real question is, have you used either one for anything yet?
No, I don't even think I used their STMRs. Like I just threw them in the dungeon and got it, and like I haven't even touched it. Like, and
Oh my.
especially here, like I feel bad if people like Sakura, of course, pull for Sakura. There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing on global that these units offer. And, I think, an ice amp here, you can easily have one of our Glex units, and, you know, um, Sylvie and Esther make Sakura pretty redundant too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I didn't even look at their STMR. So what do we have here? So looks like a one-handed katana. Yeah, that's immediately right into the dumpster. So let's move along. Human killer and true dual wield. I mean, I guess maybe for Scarlet Rain in the future, but not really because he gears for killers so easily, and he also gears for true dual wield pretty easily. He actually has passives, unlike Dark Rain. Um, so yeah, yeah, just
He exists.
he exists. That's about what it is. And then Sakura Dark Lineage, Brave shifts into Veritas of the Bolt. So she's a little bit better. Whereas the Frost one just doesn't have a lot going on. Frost is a bad element overall. Thunder's a decent element. She does have a lot of overlap with Sylvie. She has a field, if I remember correctly.
I
That's
think she has a Ramu field,
mm-hmm,
like 50% lightning damage.
mm-hmm.
Um,
So she's
yeah,
okay. She's a
there's a lot of there's a lot of like units that can do her job, and like budget units too. Like I think Ferris has a Ramu field as well, so there's a lot of competition in this one.
mm-hmm. Yep. And then her ST Mars. Take a look. So we've got a two-handed bow with some low killers on it and relatively low magic, and it's a bow. So,
Yeah.
and the TMR is a spear, and it's also pretty underwhelming. Yeah. So, okay.
I've heard maybe the spear for Dark Rain. I've heard some people say, like, if you get her for free, like, maybe he can use it. But other than that, like, there's not much use for these two units. I feel bad saying that, but it's true.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then their vision cards. So the one for Frost Brutus, it's 110 and some killers, absolutely no. And then the one for Sakura, it's 130, and this one's okay. It's okay. It's a good budget mage card. It's fine. Same thing. It shares it with Roka, and it's like whatever. And then we have some leader skills, and once again, Global is skipping half of them. I'm not going to go into every single one they're
Hmm.
skipping. But we're missing a bunch of leader skills, and Global just does not like giving us the free leader skills. They give us like, half of the ones that were in the batch. But here's the one you're
Yeah.
getting. It
Okay.
feels bad. Feels real bad. And then the Dark Lineage update, Chapter 3. So have you been enjoying the global version of the Dark Lineage story, SX?
I have not done it yet, just because I played it on JP, and my personal life's a little crazy right now, so I have to catch up. Um, it's an interesting story. I really liked how it started. I'll say that.
Okay. I have actually not read it yet either. I figured I was going to wait until Chapter 5 was out, and then I'll just do the whole thing at once instead of going like a week, then a week, then a week. I'll just do it all at once when Chapter 5 hits global. I think Chapter 5 was Scarlet Rains, wasn't it? Or 4?
Yeah, it was pretty much the conclusion of the arc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when that comes out, I'll go ahead and I'll read all the cutscenes and check that out myself. So until then, I am not entirely sure what happens. And then the special event for the week, I guess, is the crown fight for Darkfina and Saul against the Eight Sages. I honestly don't remember this one from the JP server. You can only use lightning category units. By thinking about it, I can't think of any big lightning units on global except for Esther, and Esther is obviously going to be pretty good here. But other than Esther, what are some other older, like really big name lightning units that are still relevant? Can you think of any? I can't really think of any. For DPS, we have Sylvie, of course,
DPS.
or was Sylvie Earth? I forget which one they gave Sylvie. Was it Earth or Lightning? They tagged her as. I think it was Lightning.
Oh, I didn't even look at her tags yet. That's a whole new thing. Like I'm not really a fan of like this whole like subcategory. Um, now
Mm-hmm.
each unit has its own element and locked out of content, but I everyone has Esther at this point, and she'd probably just face roll all of this.
Probably, very likely. So this one on JP, I don't remember the one for the Deoxys, and then the one for the one we just had with the last one fight with Fina and Ashura. Ashura and Bandit. Those I remember, they were sort of tricky. This one, by memory, was pretty much a giveaway, so it'll be easy, I think. And then the crowns for the unit. Unfortunately, these crowns are one of the bad ones. They just don't really like. This unit has so many problems. They were literally bad on day one when they came out, and like the crowns and upgrades just don't fix them. They don't have an amplify. I think they have a 10% amplify. It's so irrelevant. You need a 150 in this day and age to matter, and they just don't have it. Their stats are terrible. Their modifiers are very low, even after the update. Their magic is still pretty bad, even after the update. They're a dual wield unit. They don't have the chain cap, the 8 times chain cap. It's just like there's just so many problems, and yeah, unfortunate.
Just part of the April Fool's present.
It does seem like that. It does seem like this was like April Fool's this whole event for the week. But on the other hand, this is actually cool content, at least in my opinion. I think this is the most exciting thing of the week is the Grace of Darkness trial. So I was a little concerned that maybe Global would be either skipping or delaying these new trials. But it seems like they're not. This came out on the same banner in JP. We're getting it on Global right on time. So huge thumbs up for that at least. So this is the new
Mhm.
kind of trials. We've had like the race trials, the 12 races. Now we're getting the elements, and it goes, dark, fire, etc. But we're starting with the darkness. Now these trials they're not like super challenging. I would say the first one we're getting like that is the new Chamber of Arms trials. Those are really hard. This one, as long as you've got good units and you know what's going on in the fight, it's not too bad. I beat it within like an hour of trying on JP, so it's not super bad. That said, I did have Deoxys for it. So having the leader is a big deal for these trials. If you don't have a leader,
Yeah.
it can be hard to do the turn count mission, but we've got Ibarra as another option. So on JP, did you beat these yet, SXM?
No.
That sounds like a
I
no.
have, as I said, terrible units. Like I have been irrelevant since leader skills came out in JP. So I'm mostly just doing the story at this point.
All right, all right. But yeah, so overall, I do have a video on my channel of my JP clear on Thursday. I'll definitely do a clear and post a clear on global. And as far as like budget runs, that'll be a little trickier, assuming the trial is left unchanged. Because if you don't use a leader skill, the turn count mission can definitely be challenging. It might still be doable. I'm gonna try it, but I'm not sure if you can do all the turn count without a leader. Although, that being said, the 20 turn count mission is honestly just a cosmetic emblem, and it's a permanent trial. So if you can't get it, it's not that big a deal. It only really matters turn 25 and above, and that one's a lot more forgiving, so I think it'll probably be okay. It'll probably be okay. We'll figure it out. And then the fun stuff. So we have an update for Dark Visions. So I'm not going to read this enormous letter. I definitely recommend everyone read it in game. But the summary of it is they confirmed there was a cheating. A lot of people used this cheating. You know, they have, here it is right here. We have chosen to not use disciplinary action, which basically is final confirmation that if you cheated, you are getting all your rewards. You get everything. They say we're going to try to fix it. The next Dark Visions is going to be changed to a milestone, not a ranking system, only for the next one because they're still trying to figure out how to fix the bug. Apparently, it's not all the way fixed, I guess. In fact, we know it's not because people were showing a 7th unit on the what is it, the crown fight after the patch. So the bug is still there, although it's not, I guess, not as easy to do, but it still exists some kind of way. And lastly, in the future, please don't cheat, is what they're saying. Although they don't do anything even if you do, so yeah. So what do you think about all this, XXM? Have you been following all the drama we've had with Dark Vision for the past 3 weeks?
Yes, me and my popcorn. I don't try hard in DB, so it's I understand the frustration in the community. I really do, especially if you pay to get the best units to tackle the fights. So I feel like it would be in their best interest to make sure this doesn't keep happening and actually deal with some of the cheaters there. Otherwise, you might lose some really important people in the fandom.
Exactly. Yes. Some people were pretty upset when this first happened, myself included. And really, I wasn't even directly affected. At least I don't think I was, but because in Dark Visions, I almost always rank between 500 to 100. That's just my bracket. Sometimes I'm close to 100, but never there. Sometimes I'm the lower end, but I'm usually in the same bracket. And I feel like we unfortunately cannot see our scores right now. But I'm pretty sure that I was in the same bracket anyway. But for me, it's just the fact that people are going to rank 1 and getting 50,000 lapis for it. That seems really unfair to me.
That's not as bad as what happened in War of the Visions, but it's pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps happening.
Yep. And they're actually rewarding them for it. I can't believe this. But oh my god. I've gone over this so much for the last month. I'm kind of sick of it at this point. And then the last thing is we have another live stream coming up on April 9th, which kind of sort of confirms that we should be getting probably something global on next week. That being said, this one is only for Tony and Justin. Hiroki, decided this one is not worth his time, so it's probably not going to be that big of a deal, whatever the live stream is. Although I could be wrong. We'll have to see. Any expectations of what this is going to be about, Essex?
Let's see. Isn't Easter coming up? Maybe it could be a new Easter unit.
That is absolutely true. I completely slipped my mind. It absolutely is Easter, so that's almost definitely that's definitely what the live stream is going to be about.
Let's hope that we see Zahn and Aiden. Then I'm getting a little tired of seeing all the waifus.
That would be amazing.
They were Easter units, so we had them for Black Friday, and now let's bring them back to Easter. That's my vote.
People have been asking for either Neovision Space or Neovision's Awakening Zahn since the system came out. So,
and then we'll give him leader skills and break the game again.
Oh Lord, our first global exclusive Clash leader, 500% for Zahn. Let's go. It'd be amazing. But that's kind of it, I guess. Not the most exciting week, but I do appreciate you joining me to discuss it, SXM.
No problem.
All right, so I'll see you guys on Thursday for the trial video, not for a poll video. All right, see y'all later.